Hi, everyone. Welcome to Movies with My Mother. I am Lexi.
And I'm Mom Lori.
And today, Mom and I watched a movie that neither of us have ever seen before.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a big disappointment.
Absolutely.
We watched Night of the Comets. It's
And
from 1984. It's PG-13. 95 minutes long, which I don't feel like it felt like. I feel like it both felt 95 minutes and not 95 minutes.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Like,
it was going on, and then boom, it was over.
like, how did it feel like it was a 5-hour movie and a half an hour movie at the same
Yeah.
time?
I don't, but it was absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's directed by Tom Eberhardt.
Yep.
Also, 1984 PG-13. I feel like this must be something that they went back and rated because PG-13 wasn't a thing in the early to mid 80s.
You're right. That was interesting. Okay.
And I feel like it only got a PG-13 for all the shooting
Yep.
and that F word.
And the one bird that flew. He flipped off the guys at the center, remember?
Yeah.
But yeah, that was it. And they really didn't shoot anybody. Well, the one guy did get shot in the chest, didn't he?
Yeah. A couple people got shot.
But other than that, it was like not very, no, it wasn't gory at all.
No. Considering it had cannibal zombies,
Well,
it claimed to have cannibal zombies.
we really only saw the one cannibal zombie.
Yeah.
And then we heard about other cannibal zombies, but we didn't see them. This was a very odd movie.
Yeah.
Not to our liking.
No.
At all.
No, this was whimsical in a way that I don't like.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. I like that. I like that word. Yes. Whimsical.
Like, was it supposed to be funny? Was it supposed to be scary? Like, I have a shower curtain in my bathroom that's all like horror movie box covers.
Yep.
Night of the Comet is featured predominantly on it.
Right.
I don't think this movie was scary in the least.
No, I had heard it was kind of a comedy. What? It was far from a comedy.
Yeah, I don't understand this movie.
Ridiculousness. That's what it was.
But it got 79% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Holy cow.
Like, how? Better movies have gotten less.
Wow. Okay.
59 on Metascore. And this is a number I agree with. 6.3 out of 10 on IMDb.
Yeah.
Usually I say IMDb trends low, but I 100% believe this one.
Right.
Honestly, I think it's a little high.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Very weird. This is one of the strangest movies we've ever watched.
Yeah.
And we've watched some awful movies. But this one was just, well, it started out from the very beginning when I started doing my homework about this movie. I have got absolutely nothing about the director. Nothing. No education, no family, nothing. I do have one little interesting thing about his financials, but I had to do a lot of searching and still found nothing.
That's crazy. And I've got, like, I usually don't have a whole lot, but I've got almost 2 complete pages and then a half a page.
Yeah, and usually there's some stuff about the production of the movie that I can read about. Nothing.
Really?
There was nothing. It's just so weird. I don't understand.
It is. It is.
But now seeing this movie, I understand.
We were joking after the movie just kind of ended, and I was just like, "Well, this is why the director lives in in obscurity.
Right. And I 100% agree. Because some of these other movies, I don't know any of them. So maybe you'll know some of them, but movies that he was involved with, I don't know what they are. I've never.
Well, let's get back on track here.
Okay, focus, focus.
We got a budget of about $700,000, which is not a lot of money.
That's a lot of money for the movie I saw.
And I saw a U.S. Canada gross, and then I saw something that just said box office.
Okay.
And the box office number was $14.4 million.
That's the number I
which
saw.
is a ton of money.
That's a lot of 1980s money.
Like, do you think that this is like, well, yeah, that's what box office would be. That wouldn't be like merch. That wouldn't be video sales. That would be
No.
box office.
Box office is what you pay when you go to the movie, I think.
Jesus Christ.
In
That's
my
a ton of
head.
money.
I think so.
1984?
I think that that's a lot. Considering that they spent so little to make it. Weird.
Yeah. The basic plot of this, which I kind of don't agree with, is that a comet wipes out most of life on Earth, leaving two valley girls fighting against cannibal zombies and a sinister group of scientists. But, like, kinda,
Yeah, but not really.
but also not really, you know?
Yes.
I don't know. This is what IMDb said, and I'm just like, well, since I've never seen it, I'll go with this. I'll run with that.
Yeah, I can see it because, Larry got knocked off right away with a pipe wrench and a zombie. So there were zombies.
Yeah. I guess we were to infer that the zombie that killed Larry was eating Larry.
Yeah, that rib cage, I think, was Larry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was all that was left.
But like then you see the guys in the store, Willie and his friends, and I don't think all of the dudes with Willie were zombies, but Willie certainly
Willie
was.
looked like a zombie, but those other guys did not.
Yeah. So and he wasn't he didn't sound like he was going to eat them. He
No.
sounded like he just wanted to torture him.
Yeah, just play with him. I guess he just wanted to play with his food.
Yeah.
But I don't think a zombie is reasoning like that. I don't. And then those scientists, until everybody started itching, I thought that they were legit. And then they started itching, and I thought, oh no, they got it. They're going.
Yeah. Yeah, and the zombies were talking. You said they don't have reason. They were talking.
Yes. This whole movie was just odd.
I feel like it's like bits and pieces of other movies that were done better just kind of chat into a film box.
Okay. Yeah, all right. I'll go with that. Yeah. I'll agree with you.
Because why were the zombies talking?
Yep. I don't know that zombies go around shooting people, using guns and stuff.
Yeah, why would they need to?
I'll buy the pipe wrench because that might have been just laying there and he picked it up. But guns? No. No. And then those crazy scientists. That was just all weird too.
Well, they said you heard when the scientists were talking, or was it when the lady was telling Hector that they left the vents open?
Yeah, the lady was at the radio station, yes. And she said they left all the vents open with the fans on.
Yeah. So now they've got Comet Madness.
Right. So did they not know that something would happen when the comet came, that there would be radiation and stuff? I'm a little confused about that.
You would think that, like, scientists in a think tank would know that, outer space is filled with radiation.
Right. Right. And the amount of debris that came off of the comet, they don't know what's in that. Why'd they have the fans on? Why? There was just too many questions.
Yeah.
Just too many. And it was just too weird. This was a weird movie.
It just wasn't good.
No. But like you said, is it because we're too far away from being teenagers that we don't understand it anymore?
No, I don't. Yes, I think that the gist of it is that we're just too, like, my first instinct isn't to go to the mall and play dress up.
Correct.
Let's do something to make ourselves feel better during nuclear winter. Let's go to the mall and try on clothes.
Right. And if I'm going to go to the mall for clothes, I'm going to get bags of clothes and take them with me.
Yeah.
Not just try on stuff and put makeup on in the makeup counter.
Oh, I'm packing that bitch up.
Yeah.
I'm taking it home with me.
Plus, if there's all this stuff in the air, why are you putting makeup on from the makeup counter? I don't understand.
It's just, why wasn't her skin sizzling the minute she walked outside?
Right.
She think that ashtray was going to hold that door open.
Right. Right. That was kind of odd, wasn't it? This whole movie was just full of...
And she reached down to pick up stuff out of that pile of clothing. She picked up a pair of panties. And it's just like, the pants were right there.
Why'd you pick up the panties?
Picking up used panties?
Nope. Nope. Not at all. It was just weird. This whole movie was just not...
It just didn't make any sense in my logical brain.
Nope, not at all.
Like, what?
And I don't even think it was entertaining. Do you? I mean, we've watched some pretty horrible movies. Some of those slasher movies. It's like a story. This didn't even have even a bit of a story.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had a plot, but that was not what this... I guess the very basic part of this movie was that. But that wasn't this movie. It was weird. This one, very weird. I would never watch this again.
Honestly, I don't want to watch it either.
I would tell anybody who says, "Oh, I want to watch that," don't watch that movie.
Waste an hour and a half, go for it.
Yeah, don't do it. Yeah, don't.
I mean, I'm not telling you to do that.
Nope. Yes, I am. Don't do it. The coolest thing was that disc you have. That is the coolest thing about this movie.
Yeah, I was so stoked to get it. Justin and I went to that Michigan is Dead. I guess it was like a convention.
Yeah.
And there were vendors of all sorts there, and there were two men that had old VHS and old movie machines. And I bought this it's called CED, and it's like the size of an LP record.
Yep.
But it looks kind of like the back of a CD.
Yep, kind of, yes.
But it still looks like a record. Anyways, it's very cool. And the man I bought it from fixes up the machine, the old technology to play stuff like this. His name is Chad, and his handle is Chad Fixes Shit. Um, very cool, very cool. Like, how do you learn? How do you know? How do you become a guy that just fixes shit? Like, I need to know. I need to know his origin story.
I think there's a lot of people like that that've been taking stuff apart since they were little.
It's crazy to me because like the tediousness of it, like the intricacy of it, I can't focus like that.
Yeah,
So to
and
see somebody do it is wild to me.
yeah, and how do you know what's working and what's not working? I
Yeah.
don't understand that, but
And how do you take parts that you buy today and put it into a TV from 40 years ago and make
right,
the TV work?
right,
Like that's crazy to me. But that's what that guy does, and
nice, and
I
that's in
think
the Grand Rapids area.
I think they're out of Kalamazoo.
Okay,
Um,
Kalamazoo.
like the VHS man at the counter, his name was Patrick Hirschberger, and he was very nice, and he runs Kazoo Video Vaults, and they he he collects old media and digitizes it. So if you were one of those people that just put a tape in your VCR when you got up in the morning and then left for the day and it just taped all day, he would give his hand for this stuff.
Cool.
Then he's finding all these old commercials, TV channel sign-offs. He's got all this stuff. He's curating it. It's very, very, very cool.
I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Think of all of the stuff I threw away when we got rid of the big house. All of that TV stuff that we taped. Hours and hours and hours of it. Oh well. Yeah, that's cool. That's the cool part of this. That
Yeah.
disc you brought home.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Like, oh my God, can I buy this? They're like, yeah. And I'm like, my mom and I do a little baby podcast. And I said, and this is one of our upcoming movies. And I said, and I would be very excited to have this for our TikTok. And they were both like, oh, you're on TikTok? Let's follow each other. And I'm like, yes,
All
let's
right.
follow each other. So Patrick has been posting about the media he's collecting. He's also got a little series on queer media that he's picking up along the way, which is cool.
Cool.
Because there's a lot of like queer coded stuff that like you don't think is necessarily gay, but
Right?
like Rope, Hitchcock, Strangers on a Train. There's nothing gay about that movie. Strangers on a Train is two men creating a transaction. You kill my person, I'll kill your person, and nobody will look at us. I didn't kill my person. I was doing this. But there's so much queer coding in that
Interesting.
you can't not in today's world you can't not see it.
Right? Right.
And Rope,
Yeah, that
those
was
two men were obviously
oh my
together.
goodness, yes. Yes, they were. Interesting.
Yeah. But we didn't talk about the stars of this movie.
Oh my goodness, no.
Oh Lord. The stars of this movie are Catherine Mary Stewart, Kelly Maroney, Robert Beltran, Sharon Farrell, Mary Warrenoff, Jeffrey Lewis, and Peter Fox.
Yes.
And the little survivor boy, his name is Chase Boyer. His mother was Doris, the evil stepmother.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, it was okay.
It was terrible.
It was. I mean, but we've got to see everything. We have to see everything.
You can very much see why this is a cult classic.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, what 2.5 minutes do you have on the director?
Okay. I don't even have that much, but okay. Tom Eberhart was born in Los Angeles, California, and he's written for TV and movies. And I have a list of some of the movies he has directed.
Okay.
Soul Survivor,
Oh, in the early 2000s?
1984.
Oh, I don't know what that one is then.
Oh, okay. The Night Before, Without a Clue, Gross Anatomy, Captain Ron. Seems to me
Oh.
I recognize that movie name.
Feel like Kurt Russell was in Captain Ron.
Yeah, but what was it? It's in there somewhere, but not a lot.
Okay, I've heard of Gross Anatomy too.
Okay, I was a teenaged Faust,
Never heard of that.
and a movie called Naked Fear.
Naked Fear.
Yeah.
Sounds like a porno.
Well, I mean, it could be. I didn't look it up because I was so discouraged. He's done a lot of these were just movies he's directed. He has written other movies. Honey, I Blew Up the Kids is a big one that he wrote. There's others, but I remember. I don't think I've ever seen it, but I remember when that came out. Right after Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. So, you know, in and I know that all these writers and directors and actors, they all belong to the unions,
Yeah, of course.
different unions.
Sure.
And in 2008, our director left the Writers Guild of America to maintain what is called financial poor status. And what that means is you you are able to work in the union shops and things, but you do not partake of any of the benefits of the union. Generally, there is a fee. You know how most unions have dues.
Yeah.
Well, you have to pay the dues, but it's not generally it's a reduced rate because you're not partaking of anything other than protection of the union. We have it here in Toledo. We both worked at the farm, back in the day, and that was a closed union shop. You had to belong to the union, but you could opt out of the union, but you still paid the dues. But if something happened to you and you went to the union to complain or to seek help, they would not help you. So, I mean, if you're paying, you might as well be taking advantage of the benefits.
Yeah.
But he felt that it was not beneficial to him to be in the union completely. So he opted out. And the Writers Guild was formed in 1954, which I guess that makes sense because we've watched other movies where the people were in the unions. This financial core thing is a legal carve out that workers use to oppose the participation in the unions. And I don't remember this, but in the early 60s, GM sued the UAW, the UAW union.
Yeah, that's United Auto Workers.
Right. because the United Auto Workers would not let anyone work in the factories that wasn't in the UAW. And GM felt that that was, not a good thing. So they went all the way to the Supreme Court, and it was it was decided that people could work there without being completely in the union, which, I remember all that stuff. But it wasn't until the 80s that the legal stuff was really all, hashed out, and that collective bargaining allowed that the people who were opposed to the union, who wanted to do this financial core, that they could opt out, and they paid what was considered uh, well, I guess it's a fee. You still pay the fee to work there, but the union said that you know, that's not what we want, and that if people want to work here and not participate in the union, they can. So, I mean,
Oh,
I remember in the early 60s and through the 70s, that was a big deal. Especially being here in Toledo and having the Jeep plant over there. I mean, that was some big stuff. Union is big here in Toledo.
yeah, well, we're in the Rust Belt, baby.
Yep. And I remember that was some interesting stuff back then. But it's still today. I mean, Ohio is a right to work state, and we're allowed to work wherever we want to work. But if they are a union, you still can participate, even though you don't want to participate. So,
Justin is a union worker, and their union is they're spread so thin that, when you do need someone to talk to, you can't get a hold of anybody.
no, right,
You're lucky to get a call back.
right,
And that's from you know, from your representatives, your store stewards, they're just as frustrated. Like, we can only do what,
right,
our representatives are willing to do for us. And if we can't get a hold of them, then nothing happens. And then why do you have a union in the first place?
right. Absolutely, yeah. Um, my last job at Rite Aid was a union shop too. And yeah, it would take a week or more to hear from your union rep,
Yeah.
so I get it. And he had to drive up from Columbus,
Oh my
and it's
God.
not like they were even around here. But yeah, it was a mess, and yeah, that's the union, but you're right. But that's everywhere. Everywhere is spread so thin that, and I don't think it's going to get any better.
No.
So, yeah, that is the extent of this information I have.
Oh boy.
I don't think I had 2 minutes worth, sorry. Sometimes I find when I'm reading about these directors that there's thin information, but this guy is invisible.
Yeah.
I looked on Facebook, I looked on IMDb, I searched his name, and nothing. I got nothing.
Crazy.
So, if he's trying to stay on the DL, he's doing good. So you go, guy.
Yeah.
But this whole thing, it's strange that we watched this movie about the end of the world when the end of the world's going to be tonight.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Or maybe tomorrow, I don't know.
Yeah, whatever. Sometime soon.
But who knows? I mean, first off, I can't hardly believe it's Easter already. This is an early Easter year, so.
I don't know. I feel like it's late. I feel like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But last year it was 420.
Yeah.
Remember? Because we watched Half-Baked?
That's right. That's right, we did. We did. So, we have our own worries about, what's coming tonight. Way back in 2013, a guy named Chris Bledsoe predicted that we would have an occurrence tonight. And he was talking to what he called the lady, that she came to him and told him about stuff that was going to be going on, and that Iran and Israel would be bombing each other. And then he said that it was he said when it would be Easter of 2026. I think that is so weird. Back in 2013, there was no talk about this business, that we're having right now. This guy, this Chris Bledsoe, is from rural North Carolina. And apparently, this lady came and talked to him about this and told him about all of the things that would happen, and said that thousands of orbs would rise up from the ocean, and that the orbs would stop the bombing and wake humanity up before it destroys itself. Well, I don't think that's possible, but good call. And that she would return to the earth to guide us to a new place. So hopefully, things will go good, and that one of the signs would be when Regulus was above the Sphinx. And Regulus apparently is one of those bright stars, and it shines red. You can see it as red. And supposedly tonight, when the sun rises, or when the night rises,
Okay.
Regulus will be above the Sphinx.
In Egypt?
In Egypt, yes.
Okay.
And Bledsoe really didn't give any dates on this until a little bit after he had made that prediction in 2013. But so far it's kind of coming true. Bombs over the sky over there, and it's Easter. Although Easter is, which I kind of don't understand, because Easter's a Christian holiday, and I don't know that Israelis or Muslims have anything like Easter. So, it's kind of odd to me that so much of this is in that part of the world. Because we just finished Ramadan, and that's not anything like Easter. And then after that I thought, well, I can think of half a dozen times that I remember in my lifetime that they said that the world would end as we know it. So I thought I should look back in the Google machine and see how many times the earth has been at end times.
Okay.
And it's so strange. The very first time that it would be end times would be the year 70. So, that was a long time ago. Long time ago. And then it was in 400 AD, and then 1000, and then 1526 it was going to end, and 1600. And then I came to the 20th century. I thought, oh, I might get a cramp writing all these dates down. And it's every few years from the 20th century, 1901, 1910, 15, 20, 25, 36, 47, 1959. I think I started noticing around 1982 when the world was going to end
Oh, okay.
that 1982 was one of those years. And then we came, up through Y2K, and I remember I volunteered to stay at the store that night to make sure that things continued on, like I was going to be able to do anything if the computers all went crazy.
Right.
But I bought a couple of batteries and a gallon or two of water. I
remember that.
I knew a lot of people prepped a lot.
And I remember we weren't allowed on the computers like that whole day and a half.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that. So the world's gonna end. It is. Eventually. One day. So, we gotta be on the lookout. And we'll definitely spend that day at the mall.
No, thank you. That's we got a comment on our TikTok that was just like, oh, I thought this was a fun movie, and I remember seeing this when I was a kid, and it's just like I feel like if I had seen this as a child, I would have a very different opinion of this movie.
Absolutely.
Because, there is that nostalgia factor that is just so hard to negate.
Yep.
And but I do not ever remember seeing this movie. And now, because I am so far away from being a teenager, and as a teenager, all I wanted to do was be at the mall. The mall was the place to be.
Right.
But now that I'm an adult, I'm getting, as I'm creeping closer to 50 every day, that's where the teenagers are.
Right.
I don't want to be where the teenagers are.
Right. That's why we don't go to the mall.
Go to the mall for fun? No. Get out of here.
We like to get in when the store first opened and get out before anybody else gets there.
I'm running. Because I need to be in here as little as possible.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, so it was crazy. So we kind of made our theme meal around the mall. You know how if they were going to live at the mall, they'd eat at the food court.
Yeah. Google said something about the grab and go culture of the 80s. So we had grab and go breakfast.
And we did, and it was fun.
Yeah. So we should have had hamburgers.
We should have. That would have been much better, but you can't always get a hamburger at 6 a.m.
Right. And again, never having seen this movie, I didn't know.
Yeah, me either. We
And
absolutely...
they kept talking about comet parties, and I was just like, okay. And then there were pictures from the movie that weren't in the movie that I watched. So what?
Oh, really? There was things like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was just stuff that I blinked and I missed it.
Okay. But yeah, the grab and go food, and we went to McDonald's, we went to Starbucks, and we went to Sheetz, and we got all kinds of food there that that they would have this there to eat, and you would be able to eat whatever you wanted there.
Yeah.
So that's why we had sausage biscuits and scrambled eggs and chocolate croissants.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I have not had breakfast at Sheetz before. I liked it.
Listen, I eat breakfast at Sheetz quite often. I think the price is reasonable. I think it's convenience. They're open 24 hours. So when I'm driving to work and I'm ready to eat my hand,
Yeah.
like I can stop in there and get something.
Yep. Yep.
I can order it in my driveway and pull up and it's ready.
Absolutely.
We didn't hardly have to wait. It was
No.
ready when I walked up.
Yeah, you said, "Oh, it's not on the table," but you walked in and you walked right back out.
Yeah.
So, it must have been right ready for you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we had an interesting breakfast. We got drinks at Starbucks.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't had a vanilla bean frappuccino in a long time. That lady tried to give me chai. I would have had to go
Oh,
through the window.
that would have been ugly. Yeah, that would have been ugly because I don't do that either. So, I don't know. There's just something about that chai tea. I don't like it. If you like it, feel fine to drink it. I will
Yeah.
not take it away from you. But wow, I think that tastes like dirt.
It's like cinnamon coffee flavor, and I just don't like that.
No. Yuck. Yuck. So we did not get that. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
We discerned that we had the wrong thing and made it right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was fun.
And she gave me the right milk because my tummy's not gurgling right now. So
Oh, nice. Yeah, because you can order soy milk and get, regular
yeah.
milk. I mean, it's
Yeah. They love doing that, and they love smiling in your face. They just charged you 75 cents for soy milk. Then they reach down and grab the whole milk, and
right.
if you just smile in your face the whole time they're using cow milk. And it's just like, well, I just paid you for soy.
Oh, because I paid extra so I wouldn't have an upset stomach. Fortunately, my pink drink has coconut milk in it. So,
Yeah.
I'm cool there.
Yeah. No, I cow's milk is rough for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Because we're not big milk drinkers. We never have been.
Just came back from I told Justin to buy milk the other day, and he bought vitamin D milk. And I was like,
Really?
why did you buy whole milk? And he's like, well, I bought vitamin D. And I was just like, yeah, that's whole milk. Why? What was the we get 2%. We always get the blue. Like, why did you get the red? And he's just like, I don't know. I just got vitamin D.
Isn't that funny that we call it blue milk instead of vitamin D milk? All milk in our area comes with vitamin D in it.
Yeah.
But isn't that funny that we call the red cap vitamin D and the blue cap is the stuff we use?
The 2%. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh my, that's funny.
You want to get to the trivia?
Sure. Yeah, because I'm out of pages.
Okay. I am excited to see what happens with the Sphinx.
Me too. Well, we'll know. Well, let's see. What are they about 7 hours ahead of us? So
Yeah.
so by the news time, well, I don't know.
Oh, shit, probably by noon.
My channel 13 app doesn't work, so I can't watch the news. Sorry.
You can watch it on your phone.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Okay. Nope. That was the whole answer.
I know I can watch any kind of TV on my phone. I choose not to. No, no thanks. What kind of fun information do you have?
The scenes of an empty Los Angeles were filmed in the morning hours on normal business days. The shots of the barren city were done quickly while the traffic was held up at stoplights.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, very interesting.
The two police officers who were seen riding motorcycles in Samantha's Nightmare
Yes.
were actually location cops who worked on the movie stopping traffic so filming could be done.
Oh my gosh, fun. Okay.
When Samantha is playing DJ at the radio station, she says that she is taking requests from all you teenage mutant Com- All You Teenage Mutant Comet Zombies.
Yes.
This was the working title of the film.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Joss Whedon has cited this film as a big influence on his original film script for Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the
Yeah.
movie.
I read a bunch about that. Yes.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer is a way better movie.
Okay.
Kelly Maroney kept one of the two cheerleader outfits that she wore in this film.
Oh my goodness.
While writing the script, Tom Eberhart asked teenagers for their input on what they would do if they survived the end of the world. So, yeah, okay, so apparently this is what teenagers would do. And because I'm an old lady who would rather be in my house than go to the mall, this makes sense why I don't like this.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Catherine Mary Stewart did almost all of her own stunts except for riding the motorcycle through LA. The long shots were a stunt woman. The close up shots were of Catherine Mary Stewart on a motorcycle that was on a flatbed.
Okay. Which I have seen that, or I know that that's how car trips happen and stuff like that. So cool.
The movie theater featured in the beginning of the movie is the historic El Rey Theater on Wilshire Boulevard.
Oh, wow.
Heather Langenkamp auditioned for the role of Samantha. Heather Langenkamp is Nancy from Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, okay. Okay. I knew that name.
And her husband is in like effects, and so she works alongside her husband now when she's not in front of the camera. She's behind the camera doing effects, and she worked on Cabin in the Woods that we watched.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Ah, cool.
I told you to remember the waving clown.
Yes.
The waving clown in the first desolate shots of downtown LA is the same one Pee Wee Herman locks his bike to in Pee Wee's Big Adventure.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Robert Beltran, who played Hector, recommended Mary Warrenoff for the role of Audrey White. And speaking of Robert Beltran, he had initially turned the role down because he didn't want to play Hector as a typical cholo type.
Okay.
Nothing about him said cholo.
No.
Nothing about him said overly Latino.
No, not really at all.
So I don't know where, maybe that was his own stuff creeping in.
Because there's pictures of him here on the movie site that he does look very Latino. But then I don't think that he even looked at all Latino in the.
When he said his name was Hector, I was just like, oh, okay.
That's an odd name for a guy, but okay.
If he had said my name is Roger Clark, I'd be like, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
But Hector, and I was just like, okay, sure.
Huh, okay. But yeah, I mean he looked as if he were a truck driver to me. So what does a truck driver look like?
Yeah.
A guy who drives a truck. He just looked that way to me.
I don't even think he looked overtly like a trucker.
I guess just the way he stood,
I don't know.
I don't know. But when he said that, I thought, okay,
Sure.
and I don't ever put a nationality on a job.
Yeah.
So I didn't even go there. So cool.
Yeah. In an earlier draft of the screenplay, Samantha did pass away.
Oh, okay. Because I thought that was weird when she came back to life.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That scientist lady have had sodium pentothal just like loaded up, ready to go.
Right, and we assume that she injected that into herself too,
Yeah.
and it killed her.
Yeah.
Maybe the girl did just have a rash and wasn't turning into a zombie. Maybe.
Well, that's what she said. That's what the girl said.
The girl said she had a rash,
Yeah.
but
She said I get a rash when I'm nervous, and it's the end of the world, so I'm kind of nervous.
but she was itchy just like the other people that were turning into zombies. So
Yeah.
maybe she did just have a rash.
I don't know.
We're going with that because she stayed alive.
The radio station set was built in an abandoned warehouse, and you could definitely see that.
Yeah, it didn't look like any radio station I had ever been in.
Mary Warrenoff wrote most of her own dialogue for her scene at the radio station with Robert Beltran. Which, okay.
Well,
Sure.
they were just talking about what was going on, weren't they?
Yeah, well, she was kind of like, oh, I wrote, I think she kind of basically was like, here's my suicide note, and I'm going to kill myself now. Well, I still have my wits about me.
Okay.
That's kind of what I gathered from that
From
interaction.
why she had written a note or something.
Yeah.
All right. I noticed that, but I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
Why would she have written a note at the radio station? But anyway, okay. That was a cool sofa at the radio station.
Was a cool sofa. The photos of Hector's family were actually pictures of Tom Eberhardt's in-laws.
See, so he does have a family.
Yeah. And the photo when they're at Samantha and Regina's house, and there was a picture of Samantha and a picture of Regina, and then like they put the picture down of Doris, and there was a picture of the man in the army gear.
Yes.
That was Tom Eberhardt.
Oh, okay.
The think tank base was done with miniatures and forced perspective.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the last thing I wrote down was that to save money, the filmmakers had a lesser known singer cover Girls Just Want to Have Fun for when the girls are partying it up in the department store.
Oh, you had said that. And yes, I did notice that that was not a Cyndi Lauper song, but is it that much cheaper? You don't just pay for,
Well, I think I think it is that much cheaper because I know like the song Right Round by Flo Rida,
Yes.
and he's got Kessa doing the hook
Yes.
where she's like screaming out you spin me right round.
Yes.
She made $200 for that. That song blew up. Flo Rida got rich. I'm sure the people that wrote the song got rich. She made $200.
She just got studio fee.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
So I'm assuming it was probably something like that.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
who sang it? I don't know. It didn't say.
And I didn't pay attention at the end.
Pay attention.
We both quit when the movie ended. We both just quit watching.
The movie,
and we usually always watch till the end of the. No, we didn't do that this time.
It just, I feel like because it ended so abruptly, I was just shocked.
Yeah.
Like, what do you fucking mean you're done?
This whole movie was just so odd. Just not at all like the movies we usually watch. Very strange. It was just very strange from the get-go. So I'm not even surprised that it started and ended so quickly. Very crazy. Very crazy. But yeah, that's it. Yeah, we got it. Want me to do the dead people?
Yeah.
We don't even have a lot of dead people either.
Yeah.
We've been having pages full of them, but this week there's not so much. We have Sam Keith, who died at 63. He was a comic artist and writer and creator of the story The Max.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
believe I've heard of that, but I don't really know what that is.
The Max, for a hot minute in the 90s, MTV ran like cartoons, but it was more like adult rated cartoons, but
Okay.
not like adult, like PG-13 cartoons.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I recognize
And
that from.
so the Max was one, the Head was one,
Yep.
Eon Flux was another.
Yep. Okay. Yes,
So
that's what I know that from then.
but I know that Justin does collect the Max comic books.
Okay. He died from complications of Lewy body dementia.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's awful. Carrie Ann Fleming at 51. She was an actress in the movie I, Zombie
Okay.
and Supernatural, both of which I recognize those names. I don't.
Supernatural's a TV show.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Died of cancer.
51, too young.
Yep. Yes. James Tolkien at 94. He was an actor in movies and theater, did TV also.
Yeah.
He was in Back to the Future and Top Gun.
He was in all three Back to the Futures. He was president or Principal Strickland.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Haley Herbert York, age 37. It just said she died suddenly in her sleep.
Oh.
She was the granddaughter of Elizabeth Montgomery.
Oh my goodness.
Wait. She was beautiful. She was the image of her grandmother.
Really? 37.
Yeah.
Too young.
Yeah. Dash Crofts at 85.
From Seals and Crofts.
Yep. Singer, songwriter.
Did you know that Seals and Crofts, a lot of their songs had like Baha'i meaning?
No.
Yeah. Because they were a part of the Baha'i religion.
Oh, how interesting. Really?
Yeah. I don't know anything about it, but I do know that what was her name? Julie Mitchum. When we watched House on Haunted Hill,
Yes.
Julie Mitchum is Robert Mitchum's sister.
Yes.
But she had this fancy jewelry on in the movie. And it's because the director, William Castle, saw her jewelry and was like, oh my God, I need to know everything about those jewels. And I also need you to leave them on your hands.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And it was Baha'i jewelry.
And I remember we talked about that.
Yeah.
Because I had never heard of it at that time.
Knew somebody for a hot minute that was Baha'i, but I don't know the tenets. I don't know practices. I don't know nothing.
Interesting. Cool. Interesting. Complication. He died from complications after surgery.
Oh my
We've
God.
had a whole rash
too many
of those. Yeah, we've had a whole rash of those. You're going to tell me I did this wrong. Alex Dong at 42. He was an actor, comedian.
I think that's right.
He was in Blue Bloods and other TV shows. He had a very rare form of, I didn't even bother writing it down because I knew I wouldn't be able to say it. A rare form of a soft tissue cancer.
Oh my God.
And holy cow. Another 42. I mean, we've had young ones this week.
Your whole body is soft tissue.
Exactly.
Oh God.
Exactly. Oh, the name was, I don't know, 13 or 14 letters long, and I thought, there's no way I can say this. I don't.
Sarcoma is in there somewhere.
It was at the end, yes. That's the only part of the word I recognized. But, oh my God,
God.
how awful. I mean, geez, when we started looking at these and looking at what people are dying of, holy cow. And this complications from surgery. I think we had 2 or 3 last week.
Yeah.
And a couple the week before that. I'm thinking, wow.
Yeah, what is happening?
Ay, ay, ay. And yeah, real old or real young. There's nothing in between this week. It was older, really old people and really young people. So please take care of yourself. Wash your hands. Not that that can solve anything, but wash your hands.
Yeah. Justin was like, I think I'm trying to get sick.
Oh, no.
Like, I've had a headache for a couple days, and I was just like, well, I thought it's because I didn't sleep well one night. And no, it's the weather. I was laying in bed last night, and I'm like, my headache isn't because I haven't been sleeping good. It's because of this weather.
Yeah. This up and down with the pressure.
Yeah.
We are not getting a break. We have pressure, pressure, pressure. Oh, we have one good day. Then it goes right back to pressure. And it's like, oh my gosh. Yeah, my pain level has been out of control.
Oh my goodness.
And that's all the pressure in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
So, and there's no way I don't know, maybe we could move to Arizona. Is that where
Oh, no.
is that the one state that the pressure stays low?
I'm
Or
not moving
high?
into the
I don't
desert.
know. No, absolutely not. I'm a big girl. I do not like to be hot at all. Not at all.
No.
Air conditioning is our friend.
Yeah, plus, like, my body doesn't, like, really heat well.
I agree.
So,
Nope, I don't. You're right.
internal air conditioner, what's that? Never heard of her.
Right. I don't know what that is either. Nope, I don't have it. I'm always on fire.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, I mean, geez, this is kind of a tough day, Lexi.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I thought this movie was going to be immensely better. I thought it would at least be fun. But like again, I feel like if I had seen this movie 30 years ago, this movie would still have a little soft place in my heart where I'm like, no, it is fun. But this movie doesn't have any story.
No.
I'm an adult and I've seen some movies, and this movie doesn't have any story.
Yeah, I think if I would have woke up and realized that everybody was gone, I think I'd do more prepping than that they've even thought about.
Yeah.
I'm
not going to the mall. I'm going to the grocery store.
I'd be gathering food. I'd be gathering stuff for security, not
Yeah. A couple of Mac 10s that jam. What are you talking about?
Right. Right. I would be going collecting bullets and guns and knives, and I don't know. I think I want to think that if I woke up to something like that, I would start prepping immediately. But then on the other hand, you don't know why was it so red? And the first thing you think about, the first thing I thought about was nuclear winter.
Well, the scientist said that it was red because it was calcium dust.
Right. From all the dead people.
Yeah.
I don't buy that.
Okay. Yeah. Aren't our bones made of calcium? Why are our bones like off white?
Right.
Why aren't they red?
And the cremains that live at my house are not red.
Yeah, they're gray.
They are. They're gray and they're beige.
Yeah.
And I know that's gross, but that's the way it is. But anyway, yeah,
Mhm.
I just feel like if I woke up and found that I would certainly be more of a prepper type person,
Well,
and I would be looking for other people who survived and were not weird like the cannibal she first encountered.
honestly, if I figure out that I'm like one of the last living people on Earth and there are cannibal zombies out there, I'm gonna kill myself. I'm not waiting for somebody
You're
to
not even
find me.
gonna try.
No,
Okay.
because you know what we're not doing in the wasteland. I'm not getting raped. I'm not going to get beaten. I'm not going to get tortured. That's not going to happen to me.
That's why you gotta get guns. You gotta get, supplies.
Yeah, and rig up a Home Alone house? No, I'm not doing any of that. I'm just going to kill myself. My cats are gone. It's okay for me to go.
Okay. I completely understand that. I do. I do. I'd like to think I would prep, but you know me, I
Yeah.
wouldn't.
No.
I wouldn't.
The minute I don't have food and water, it's just like, well, do I need to be here?
Right. Right.
Cuz like I'm not waiting for somebody to come take something from me. You can take it out of my cold dead hand.
Okay. Oh my goodness. All right.
I barely have the will to live as it is.
That is true. You know what?
I am one minor inconvenience away from just fucking ending it all.
Oh, oh dear.
So,
Oh my goodness.
a whole end of the world movie? No. I'm gonna save you an hour and a half of time and just kill myself in the first 5 minutes.
Oh, very short movie. Okay. Oh my goodness, that's funny. It's true. You're right. There's no way I want to start over.
Because there is nothing about this body that screams
Survivalist.
agility.
Right.
This body is a body made from leisure. No TV, kill me.
Oh, I know. I'm a news person, and like I said earlier, my app went out for the news channel I like, and I don't know what's going on in the world. I have no idea.
Yeah. And I guess I could take the codes off because I really put that on there when Justin was drinking and just, buying movies left and right.
Oh Lord. Okay, no. And I know that I have that number written down somewhere, and I even told you what it was. I said, I know it's this, but then I couldn't put it together.
Yeah.
And I thought, where did I write that down? And then I
Yeah.
thought,
You could have just texted me.
no, it was after bedtime.
Oh.
So it wasn't that
I
important.
mean, I was up till like 6 o'clock last night.
Good Lord. Yeah, it was probably 5:30-ish,
Yeah,
5 o'clock-ish.
I would have answered.
But no, it wasn't that important. Believe me, it's not that important.
I should have asked when you were talking about it on the phone yesterday. I should have asked, do you know what the code is? And we should have discussed it on the phone when we were on the phone.
Yeah, but I thought I remembered it.
Yeah.
But I was not remembering the correct number.
Yeah.
I don't know what number I had in my head that it was, but it wasn't. And I only tried it 2 or 3 times. I thought, first off, I'm not going to lock up the TV, which I don't know. Will it lock up the TV?
I don't know.
Well, I wasn't going to find out. I was not going to find out. So, I just quit. I thought, oh, I'll see her tomorrow. I'll see if she remembers the number.
Oh, yeah. Nope. I child-proofed it so Justin couldn't just buy movie channels. willy-nilly.
Well, when I get home, I will put it on a Post-it note and stick it to the back of the TV. I won't get caught in it. But, I don't even know if that's the reason why the app quit working. I don't even know. But, I've done that before to just delete the app and start fresh. So
Does it just need updated?
I checked to see if there were any updates, and it said that there were none. But it comes on. Channel 13 is a weird streaming channel. The other news channel, I've already deleted it. It shouldn't be on here.
Oh, it isn't.
No, I told you I deleted it. The channel 11, which is the company that is that big business one. Anyway, it comes on with news stuff around it, and then there's a little TV, and you have to click on the little TV to watch the whole TV. It's weird. 13 ABC.
Yeah, where do you see that?
I don't know. I always put it up there as 13 ABC.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Shut up. I want you to shut up.
So if you're going to put it on now, so I don't have to worry about it.
I'm gonna try.
Maybe.
13 Action News. There we go.
Yeah.
I see it.
Yep.
Add app.
Add app. Yep.
Here we go. We're gonna put our number in, our Justin proof number, even though this is Justin's like code for everything.
But he doesn't know that, so
no, not when he was blind drunk.
Okay. If I had the right number, I would have been able to
have done it.
Yeah, but
easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
And it's odd, but I like Channel 13. See, you come onto this little, and you got to click in the little screen. I like Channel 13 the best. I like the people on here.
There you go. Seems to be working.
Well, it does. It'll come on, but it won't stay on.
Oh.
It'll go for maybe a minute or so, and then it'll go back to the menu. Back to the menu.
Okay.
Let's turn it down. But the guy that does What to Eat in the 419, Tony Geftis, he moved back to Detroit.
I saw that.
He's gone back to Detroit, which I think is where he started.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like.
But I like him. He was one of my favorites.
Even with the little ponytail.
He quit that. Thank goodness.
Little ponytail.
He tried it for a while, but then he quit that.
Yeah,
so.
he did try it.
And dude, do it. Be you.
Yeah.
Be you. He's his, but he's going to stay here until his family's going to stay here in Toledo. The kids were born here and they went to school here. They're both, I think they're both out of college by now.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
But I like him. And, so this is my favorite station.
Sure.
And it's not affiliated with that big deal news channel that, whatever. Anyway, it's going to stay on. It stayed on longer than it has in the last couple of days. So you fixed it.
Yay!
Hot diggity dog. Yeah, it would only stay on for a minute or two and then pop right back to the main screen. So that's why I thought, well, I'll see why. That's what update the app. No, didn't like that. And then get rid of it and start fresh. Oh, they just made a mess, Mr. Science.
Yeah. He's got flame pants on. You see that?
Flame pants?
Yeah, look at his pants.
Oh, yes. That's the weatherman. He has taken over a lot of this science stuff. He is from Ontario, Canada.
Oh. He looks kind of like a goober.
He does. He and his wife just recently had a baby, so he's got a little family now.
He's got a huge wedding band on.
Does he really?
Look at his hand when he gets his hand out of his pocket. He's got a huge wedding band on.
Okay.
Look at that thing.
Oh, yeah. Slow down, dude. Oh, kittens. Oh, it is. It's Catter Day. It's Saturday, isn't it?
Yeah.
They have Catter Day every week.
Oh.
So yeah, you fixed it. Thank you.
But I'm glad. Hope it works at your house.
Me
now.
too. If it doesn't work, then it's my TV.
Oh. Then let me know and I'll come over.
We'll have to start the other TV then.
We'll fix it.
But I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be fine. But yay! Yeah, I thought, what the heck is the code? And I thought, I should know this. It should be right in my head. And I had every number except the one that then it was. So, yay. All right, what else? Cats were not interested at all in the movie today?
No, Tallulah's still mad at her brother, so she's living upstairs right now. I'm trying. It's slow moving. Justin brought the towel down yesterday. I've been rubbing our faces on this towel and leaving it for her, and she's been laying on it.
That's okay.
Which is fine.
Yes.
But she still seems to have an adverse reaction to the boys, except yesterday morning. I was feeding her breakfast, and I don't know what happened between Jelly and Ash, but Jelly was screaming, and Ash's fur was all puffed out. And Tallulah ran into the living room and ran up to Ash, who she has been very vocal about not liking lately.
How?
And just ran up to him and popped him like 8 times.
Ouch.
What the hell is happening?
Oh no. My sweet little Ash has ignored me because I would not give him cookies when I came in.
Yeah, because he's a bad boy.
A bad grandma, but he's I think he's getting heavier.
He is. And I think that's just because Lula hasn't been here to run around with him.
Oh.
They used to just chase each other through the house.
Oh, absolutely.
And
Yeah.
when we first got her, he lost a few pounds because they were just running. They were just chasing each other.
That's a good thing. And now he just eats her dinner. That's okay. That's okay. What do you know?
We did March Madness at work. I always vote for Gonzaga to win. Gonzaga got knocked out like first round.
Oh my gosh, yes. Oh no, I don't vote anymore for the same one. I always move around, pick something out of the hat. This is the first year I didn't do it. I usually do it for my own entertainment.
Oh.
Not that I am a sports fan at all, but as soon as the list comes out, I look at it and I decide who's going to win. So
there's usually a little prize at work, whoever's got the best bracket.
Yeah, nice.
But I was out like immediately. They're like, you're number 87. And I'm like, as I should be.
And there's only 88 people working there, right? or there's only 87 people working there.
Hey, did you see that TikTok? There was a lady that was boo-hooing to the news that her child had gone all the way through high school, and it's 2 months before graduation, and they're like, this kid's got to go back to 9th grade.
I saw
there's
that.
no way we can graduate this kid.
There is a total breakdown in communication there.
Like,
First
how?
off, how did that kid get to high school?
How?
Because they said he's had over 100 absences.
It was like 270 absences. Well, what are you talking about? There's only like 90 days in a school year.
Yeah, he's failed 20 some classes.
Yeah.
That's every single class.
Yeah.
And I don't, when I first saw that, I was enraged. And then I thought, wait a minute, is this just clickbait?
Well, like, how? Like, I understand we're in an economy where where parents have to work. And I understand that means that there is going to be a lack of discipline in terms of schooling and housework and stuff like that. I do understand that, but like for 4 years,
Yeah, exactly.
for 12 years,
Right.
like can
Well,
this kid read?
it happened to me. I went to school for sports Olympics Day at your school, and the kindergarten teacher says Blythe won't be able to make it in first grade because she's not ready. What? This is May. This is May. Why are you telling me in May that my child is failing?
Yeah, and how do you feel kindergarten? Like honestly,
And I was the library mom. I was at the school 2 days a week. And you neglected to tell me that my child was having trouble in kindergarten? No, we're going to move on. Mm-mm.
yeah.
Nope, she's going to first grade. I don't care what you say. So there is failure in the teacher area.
Oh, absolutely.
So
But that was what it was said. It was like, he failed English 1, so they moved him on to English 2. Well, when I went to high school, when you fail English 1, you take English 1 again.
you take it again, right?
Why was he getting pushed forward?
Right.
And what's the story there?
Right. That's what I thought. The whole thing, I thought, oh, she's just making this all up. This cannot be a true story. You cannot,
Like,
if he was having that much trouble in high school, he had that much trouble in grade school. And that would not, you can't just keep pushing children on.
right. Yeah, like, could that kid read? Like,
Right.
These are important questions.
That was the first thing I thought. I wonder if this boy can read, or this child can read.
I think it was a son.
It kind of sounded to me like that. But yeah, I saw her and I thought, oh, hell no. And then I thought, wait a minute.
Like, you never saw a report card? Like, you never questioned why you never saw a report card? Like,
Right.
I mean, I understand being busy, but like, are you that busy? I mean, but I guess when you're working 2 or 3 jobs, yeah, you can be that busy.
Yeah. But still, to know your kid's not going to school at all?
Yeah.
What's your kid doing? I don't know. It just seemed very strange to me. And I thought it cannot possibly be true. It can't be. Lady, if you hear us, give us the details.
Yeah, I need the whole story. And I also need to know if you're whooping that kid's ass.
Or have you started?
Yeah.
Yeah. You need to sit that kid down and say, okay, this is the way it is.
The stuff I see on TikTok and these people with their children, it's just like, all of these children have oppositional defiance or whatever. And I'm like, that's because nobody has made them scared.
Right?
I I think authority's dumb, but also if my mom were to yell at me the wrong way, I'm gonna start crying.
Right.
And I'm old.
I understand not having any fear of anybody or anything, but there's a time and a place, and people are screaming, oh, our kids can't find jobs. They can't. No, they can't find jobs because they don't know how to.
Well, there are jobs to
Well,
find.
no.
And
I
I'm
don't care what the government says. There are no jobs to be had.
I think that like Monster and Indeed have fallen into the category of not helping people find employment, but help employers find data.
Absolutely.
They're just data mining. They're not
Yep.
looking for employees, they're data mining. And
Yep.
why is that okay?
Right. Correct. I have seen that. A couple of people have talked about that on TikToks where, yeah, I had 4 phone calls and one interview that lasted 2 hours that they asked me all kind of questions. Don't answer those questions. Don't take 2 hours of your time to answer AI questions when you know there's no job at the end of that. You just know there isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not fair. That's not fair to the people.
No.
The people who are truly looking for jobs.
But it is, the job market does have to realize it is quite silly because you can't be looking for somebody with a master's degree and 15 years working experience and only offer them $12 an hour.
Right.
Like, you have to be serious.
Right.
Like, I spent $150,000 on school and you're going to pay me $12 an hour?
That's not even enough to pay for the schooling that I took.
That's not enough to pay for rent,
No.
to pay for my student loans, to pay for my car, to pay for food, to pay for insurance. That's not enough to pay for anything. $12.
No.
Shit, selling rocks is easier than finding a job, and it makes more money.
Yep.
I'm
That's
tempted.
just it. We keep hearing all these figures coming from the government that unemployment is so low. That is bullshit. I know plenty of people who are looking for jobs, seriously looking for jobs, and they're like that woman I saw on TikTok. Yeah, lots of phone interviews, but no jobs associated with it. Or we do have a job. It's 5 hours a week, and you have to come to our place to do it. Oh, no. I'm not looking for a part-time job. I'm looking for a career. It's craziness.
I don't understand it. That makes me more thankful for the job that I do have.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's crazy. Yeah, TikTok has been crazy. There've been a lot of weird things on there.
I sent you one this morning that was a conspiracy theory. I can't tell you what it was. It was interesting.
No.
But I watched it on the porch while I was waiting for you.
Okay, and I naturally, driving in my car and sitting here, I haven't looked at TikTok today, so. But yeah, that lady, oh boy. He's got to go back to 9th grade. What? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that that's true. I hope it's not true. But then on the other hand, there's a couple of people that I think need a whipping. The kid and the mom.
Oh. Well, I blame millennial parents.
Oh, all this gentle parenting.
Just because our parents beat the hell out of us doesn't mean that it didn't do anything for us. I mean, I do have a bit of trauma, but the sound of a belt running through belt loops kind of freaks me out still. But like, better person for it.
There is nothing wrong with whipping your kid once in a while. There's nothing wrong with that.
There is when it goes from a smack in the ass to like a full-on beating.
Yes. I never said that you should beat your child.
Well,
there are plenty of times when I wanted to beat the children, but you know what? You don't do that. But you gotta teach them how to act.
Yeah.
And when you're letting them rule the roost, they're not learning how to act. And you're not doing your kid any favor by not teaching him how to be a good human being. Crazy.
Yeah, the amount of emotional regulation that comes from just getting your ass handed to you a couple times. It helps.
Yes, but that's not, we can't do that.
But we can't do that anymore.
Nope.
And that's
Nope.
I don't but I don't understand why parents are so scared of CPS. It's not like they do anything. It's not like they take
Right.
children away.
Well, or they don't take them away when they should. It sure makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Yeah. So,
I don't know. It's all crazy. It's all crazy. I would not have children today
oh hell no.
for any money.
Hell no.
No. That it's just I can understand why there's lots of people without children. I get it. There's nothing there for them. And I don't see a future for them.
No, and also it's just, for me as a person that is still in relatively childbearing years, I don't want to spend my money on somebody else.
I get that. I get that. And that would be, I can't even imagine what a child costs these days.
Oh my God.
I go to the grocery store for me, one person, and I spend $120 for 2 weeks worth of groceries. That's a lot.
Yeah,
What would it cost to feed a husband and a couple of kids? I can't even imagine.
what's a bag of Pampers cost?
Oh, golly. I would think up in the $20.
They were $20 20 years ago. What are they
Okay.
now?
Yeah, that's just it. Diapers and bottles and, just clothes and shoes. Right? Kids grow out of shoes real fast. I can't even imagine.
84 count newborn sized diapers, $30.
Wow. And that's not even a week's worth of diapers.
Uh-oh.
If you're only changing your kid 3 times a day, that ain't enough.
Uh-uh.
That ain't enough. Oh my.
136 count newborn sized diapers, $48.
Oh my.
Fucking wild. For something pooping.
Yeah. I get it, baby. I get it. I don't know how people are doing it anymore.
Crazy.
But,
Crazy.
But yeah, there aren't any jobs. Don't,
I'd rather spend that $48 on dinner and a movie.
I hear you. And that's your right as an adult. You can make that decision.
Yeah.
And it's a valid decision. Wow. I can't even imagine. I just can't even imagine what people are doing these days.
It's crazy.
Yep. Crazy is not the word. All right, Lexi, I got nothing more.
Anything else? And I can't tell you the paper that has our next movie is over there. I can't even tell you what the next movie is. Can you tell me?
I might be able to. 3 days later. Let's see. Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
Oh, okay, that's a Guy Ritchie movie.
Yes, it is.
Madonna's ex-husband.
Yes. I remember you told me that.
I remember it being good, but bring your good ear because they're, British accents.
Oh, yeah. The only thing I have to do, you have to turn the TV up a little extra on. I'm getting better because I watch a lot of British TV, but movies especially, I gotta turn them up a little and listen real hard. Stop looking at me.
Okay, well, we'll be back in a couple of weeks with Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
And hopefully I'll have some information on the director.
He is a name, so I believe that, at least the Madonna of it all.
Right. Perfect.
All right, everybody, we'll see you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.